Welcome to the last episode of Let's Go Eevee Nuzlocke Adventure. Now, before we get started, we have been training our Pokemon up to as high level as he can, and we're just going to use a couple of rare candies to evolve them into their final forms that we need for this Elite Four. So Saphira here evolves into Dragonite. We're evolving Sylvester into a Machoke. Next up is our Falcon. Falcon's going to evolve into Pidgeot. And then we're going to use a couple of our evolutionary stones, which is one the Moonstone, to evolve Fury from a Nidorina to Nidoqueen. And finally, in the last episode, we picked up a Leaf Stone, so we can now evolve Bahamas into an Executor. Right, now we're ready to get started. So, we've trained all our Pokemon up to an appropriate level for this challenge. I've divided the teams, so we'll have a different team for each Elite Four member, which we should be set for our strategy. So, first up is Lorelei. Lorelei welcomes us to the Pokemon League. She is notorious for Ice-type Pokemon. She's threatening us with her freezy moves that she's going to freeze us solid, but it doesn't matter. We're ready for her. Let's go. So first up, she sends out a Dewgong, and Sylvester's up for us. Now Sylvester's going to take a waterfall attack and hit back with a Brick Break, which does a lot of damage. Another waterfall attack takes us down just below half, but a superpower finishes off this Dewgong. Alright, let's swap out into Monster. Monster's going to take on Jinx. So a Rock Slide takes her down to the red, but she's going to use a Lovely Kiss, which will put us to sleep. So let's switch out into Whisper, who takes a Blizzard and takes it very well, and a Sizzly Slide finishes off this Jinx. Okay, return Whisper, and out comes Mothra to take on this Cloyster, and we put it straight to sleep with our Sleep Powder. We're going to build up our stats with a Quiver Dance, and then we're going to hit it with a Bug Buzz, and that'll be a one-hit KO. Alright, swap out into Cheese. Cheese is going to take on this Slowbro. So we'll go for a Crunch, which doesn't do too much. It looks like Cheese is going to take a Surf, which does just over half. But Cheese hits back with a Super Fang, and we're going to hit a Psychic here. But that's actually going to take Cheese out. Cheese took one for the team. Alright, back in with Mothra, who goes for a Bug Buzz and finishes off this Slowbro. Okay, up next, Jules is going to take on this Lapras with a Thunderbolt, and we get hit by a Dragon Pulse. Doesn't do too much, but that was a critical hit. So I'm okay with staying in, and a couple more Thunderbolts later, and this Lapras is down. Okay, we have got through the first member of the Elite Four. We lost Cheese, but in all honesty, I'm okay with that. We've got a perfectly good team coming up next to take on Bruno, the second member of the Elite Four. Bruno is the fighting type master. So, he always goes on about how his rigorous training is. He works out. Obviously, that's why he's got no top on. But he wants to grind us down with his superior power. Ooh, and that's probably gonna hurt. He says hoo-ha, but I reckon he hurt his ass there. Anyway, up comes Onyx, and Turbo is going to take him out with a Surf attack, but Onyx has set up Stealth Rock, so that's going to cause us damage every time we switch out, which is kind of my strategy here. Okay, into Bahamas, who's going to take on this Poliwrath. Poliwrath goes for a superpower, but we Mega Drain, and that's going to take out over half of his health and heal us up. And he just superpowers us again, so we're going to Mega Drain again, and that will be the end of his Poliwrath. In comes Sleepy. Sleepy's going to take on a Hitmonchan, who goes for a Fire Punch. Okay, Psychic from us. About half health, and he's going to go for a Thunder Punch this time. Takes us down just under half, and our final Psychic will finish him off. Next, Henry is going to take on Machamp. who goes for a superpower. Wow, that took a lot of health. But our Mega Drain will recover some health, and he's going for another superpower. Now, the good thing is this superpower, it is knocking his stats down. So we're going to switch out into Bahamas, who will take another superpower. Does very little damage because this guy's stats are really low now. And a Psychic finishes off the Machamp. That was a great grass combo there. Okay, next up, Hydra is going to take on a Hitmonlee. Now, Drill Peck is a straight one-hit KO. Well done, Hydra. And that beats Bruno. Okay, his job is done. We know. Get out of our way. And we're going to take on the third member. So we're halfway through the Elite Four challenge. Next up is Agatha. Agatha, the ghost type trainer. Okay. And I believe she was Professor Oak's wife? Because she keeps going on about him, so clearly she isn't over him. He wants to fiddle with his Pokedex. Is that what you call it? Alright. So, let's show her a real battle. Up first is Arbok. And we've got Terry with an I, remember, who's going to Rock Slide this Arbok, flinch it, and then we'll go for a Crunch, and he's going to Glare us, which is going to paralyze us, but that's okay. We take a Crunch, and then a Crunch back, we'll finish off the Arbok. Terry, you did well. Let's swap out into Tyson. Tyson's going to take on this Weezing with an Earthquake, which does about 3/4 damage. And we're going to take a Shadow Ball. Very well, that did nothing. So Thrash finishes off this Weezing. Alright, next one. Smokey is going to take on Gengar. He goes straight for a Sludge Bomb, which does quite a lot of damage. We're going to use Psychic and then swap out into Whisper, because we will not take another Sludge Bomb without going down. But Whisper doesn't take that too well either. Oh, that's not good. Alright, Baddy Bad will finish off this Gengar and also put up a Reflect for us. Swapping out now into Fury to take on the other Gengar on this team. Fury takes a Shadow Ball quite well, and an Earthquake will destroy this Gengar in one hit. Why didn't I use you first? And finally, Pebbles is going to take on this Golbat. Pebbles will use a Rock Slide, which will take out just under half. The Golbat flinches, but it's okay. We'll use another Rock Slide. We'll get hit with an Air Slash, and then we'll use a Double Edge to finish this one off. She thinks we're special, but a mere child. But a mere child that whooped you down, lady. Alright. Let's run along, as she said, to the final member of the Elite Four. Up now is Lance. Lance the Dragon Trainer. He, for some reason, has a cape, because he's that majestic with his dragons. And he's the one that we've got to take down. He's going to be the hardest battle that we've had in this Elite Four match. But I think our team is well equipped for him. Okay, let this Dragonite roar. You wait until you see mine. Let's battle. Up first is a Seadra. And Hawk is going to take him on. He's going to use a Drill Peck, which doesn't do a lot of damage. We take a Hydro Pump here, and that's going to do a lot of damage. So U-turn will switch out for us, which will save Hawk. And a Buddy Bad from Whisper will take him down to the red as he misses his Hydro Pump. So a quick attack will finish off this Seadra. Good job. We're switching out now into Dwayne. Dwayne is going to take on this Aerodactyl, who goes straight for a Hyper Beam. Well, that's not good. Come on, Dwayne, don't die on us. That took out half the damage, but a Crab Hammer finishes him off. Phew, that was lucky. Next up, Makita is going to take on a Gyarados. A Thunder Punch from us takes him right down to the red. He goes for a Waterfall attack, but doesn't do enough, and our final Thunder Punch finishes him off. Okay, Makita's going to swap into Frank. Frank's going to take on a Charizard, who also goes straight for a Hyper Beam. Wow, he's going for the big attacks. And again about half damage, but our Rock Slide, ooh, doesn't quite finish him off. But because he has to recharge after that, a Thrash finishes this Charizard. And finally, Saphira is going to take on his Dragonite. Ice Punch, one hit KO, 4 times super effective. Bam! That is it. That is all 4 Elite Four trainers. Our strategy worked. We swapped our Pokemon. We made sure that we had the right team for the right trainer. But now he says there's one more challenge to face. And it is Professor Oak? What? We are actually facing Gray, our friendly rival who, as he ran off ahead in the last episode, beat all the Elite Four trainers before us and is now the champion. So we now have to face Gray for one final battle. Okay, Professor Oak is going to officiate this battle, so let's get to it. So here we go. Team's ready. Let's face Gray. Look at him. He's in some sort of Julius Caesar throne room. Okay. Throwing your balls around, eh? Time to battle Gray. Oh, he seems so happy to see us as always. Let's do it. He's glad the first opponent he has to face as a champion is us. And I'm absolutely happy to take the title off you. Gray, you've never beaten us. I don't want you to start now. Time for the last battle of this championship. Up first, he's got his Pidgeot. And in goes Homer for us. And his Pidgeot is a Mega Pidgeot. Wow, that means he's going to outspeed us massively on all of Pokemon. He's going for a Heat Wave, which Homer tanks. Look at that. And a Yawn from Homer means that after his Heat Wave here, he's going to go straight to sleep. We Ice Punch him. He's going to sleep and he's not going to switch. So one more Ice Punch will actually finish this Pidgeot off. Great start. In comes Paul to take on his Vileplume. One Flamethrower will take this Vileplume down to about half health. We get hit with a Sludge Bomb, which does about half to us. But because we're faster, our Flamethrower will finish off this Vileplume. Into Saphira to take on a Slowbro with a Thunder Punch. We get Psychicked, which does about a quarter damage. Another Thunder Punch. He sets up a Reflect. He then heals as we go for our Outrage. Now this will take out about half damage, so come on, one more Outrage does finish off this Slowbro. That was lucky because he had that extra boost in defense. Whisper comes in to take on Raichu, who hits us with a big Thunder attack. And that takes out a lot of damage, but a Sizzly Slide will hurt this Raichu more, burn him, which means one more Sizzly Slide will finish off this Raichu. Good job, Whisper. Next up is Fahrenheit against Marowak. We go straight for a Waterfall attack, which doesn't do too much. I expected more. Brick Break from him, and then an Ice Beam from us does what we needed to do. His defense was higher than his special defense. And finally, we take on his Rapidash with Gillette. Now he's going to go straight for a Flare Blitz, which does very little to us. We miss our Rock Slide. We take another Flare Blitz, but this time we hit our Rock Slide, take him right down to the red. He heals up as we go for an Aqua Jet. One more Aqua Jet. Big damage, takes him out. And now he admits that we are the strongest trainer. And luckily that means we have finished the Nuzlocke for Let's Go Eevee. It's been a long road. We've had many ups and downs, but we have thoroughly enjoyed every moment of this. I hope you guys at home have also enjoyed watching this Nuzlocke. And I want to put the next challenge out to you guys. If anyone has any suggestions for the next game to play, please leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. But for now, that's everything. Thank you very much for watching. See you all again soon.